Imagine it's the early hours of March 8, 2014. A Boeing 777 Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 departs from Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 12:41 a.m., its destination Beijing, China. On board, 227 passengers and 12 crew members are settling in for what they expect to be a routine journey. But this flight is about to become one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. The plane soars into the sky, climbing to a cruising altitude as it crosses from Malaysian into Vietnamese airspace. But then, at 1:21 a.m., something unusual happens. Communication with the plane suddenly ceases. Flight controllers try to reach the cockpit, but there's only silence. What happens next is perplexing. The plane veers off course, turning back over Malaysia, flying across the Andaman Sea, and then it vanishes from radar completely. This is where the mystery of MH370 truly begins. In the hours after MH370's disappearance, an international search is launched, initially focusing on the South China Sea. Families, friends, and people around the world anxiously await news. But as time ticks on, questions multiply. Why had the plane changed direction? And most importantly, where could it possibly be? Military radar suggests that MH370 made an unplanned course change, flying westward toward the Indian Ocean. But even with this lead, pinpointing its exact location proves incredibly difficult. Over the next days, the search area expands, eventually covering vast swaths of ocean, yet the aircraft remains out of sight. Days turn into weeks, and the mystery deepens. The search for MH370 quickly becomes one of the largest, most intense efforts in aviation history. More than 20 countries lend their resources, deploying planes, ships, and satellites to scour the vast waters. But as the initial search fails to yield results, the focus shifts to the remote, deep stretches of the southern Indian Ocean. Australia steps up to lead this part of the search, bringing in underwater drones and advanced sonar equipment to comb the seabed. They map out every detail, inch by inch. The search area is massive, covering tens of thousands of square miles, and yet, after years of searching, no confirmed wreckage of MH370 is found. In 2018, a private company takes over, scanning even deeper and farther than before. Still, despite every effort, MH370's resting place remains elusive. Then, in 2015, a breakthrough on the shores of Reunion Island. A small piece of debris washes ashore. Experts quickly identify it as a flaperon, part of an airplane wing, and confirm it belongs to MH370. This moment brings a glimmer of hope, and over the next year, additional fragments are discovered along coastlines in Madagascar, Mozambique, and other areas. These pieces provide clues but no clear answers. They suggest that MH370 likely met its end in the Indian Ocean. However, without the main wreckage or the critical black box data, the exact cause of the crash remains unknown. Theories about MH370's fate begin to take hold, each one adding another layer to the mystery. Some experts suggest a catastrophic failure in the plane's systems, possibly due to a fire or loss of cabin pressure. Others propose a more chilling possibility that the aircraft was intentionally diverted, perhaps by the pilot or due to a hijacking. There are even ideas about cyber interference or sabotage. While these theories make headlines and captivate the public, none can be proven without concrete evidence. And so, without answers, speculation endures, keeping MH370 firmly in the public imagination. The disappearance of MH370 has left a profound impact on the aviation industry. It became painfully clear that real-time tracking of commercial flights was long overdue. In response, the International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO, implemented new regulations to ensure aircraft are more closely monitored, even over vast oceans. The tragedy also underscored the need for global cooperation in times of crisis. Nations work together as never before, pooling their resources and technology. The legacy of MH370 is seen today in these efforts to improve aviation safety and prevent a similar incident. And yet, despite all the advancements, for the families of those on board, MH370 remains a heart-wrenching enigma. They continue to hope, to search, to demand answers, longing for a sense of closure. The story of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 is one of loss and resilience, of unanswered questions and global determination. Though we may never uncover the full truth of what happened that night, the world has not forgotten. The search for MH370, both literal and symbolic, continues, as a reminder of the mysteries that persist and the unbreakable spirit of those who seek the truth. Thank you for listening to the story of MH370, an aviation mystery that has left an indelible mark on the world.